I grew a brand new YouTube channel from 0 to 50,000 subscribers in only 12 months, and a huge part of that was to do with analytics. Now, whether you're trying to grow your personal brand or get more clients from YouTube, analytics are necessary. And if you don't know how to use them as a business owner, you're never gonna know how to make data-driven decisions that help you increase the amount of people that actually click and watch on your videos. And if you're getting the right people, that can turn into a lot of high-ticket deals. So in the next few minutes, I'm gonna break down exactly how to look at your analytics, read them, make data-driven decisions, and improve your videos every single time. This is an entire masterclass on YouTube analytics, and if you're trying to grow a personal brand, this is the video to watch. This is the analytics of our new channel. We started this channel probably about 2 months ago, and right now it's doing pretty well. We're getting around 6,000 views a month, which is not bad for the channel that we're doing, which is like a very, very niche finance channel, because this is more of a money-making channel. So what we're gonna go over is I'm gonna teach you guys the analytics that actually matter. So for one, this is the analytics dashboard. So on here, you can see your overall views, your watch time, your subs, basically just keep track of the entire channel. On content, you can see views, impressions, and this is actually a very important one. We'll talk more about that. You can see your overall click-through rate on the channel, and you can see your overall AVD. So these are actually some of the most important metrics that you can look at. And then in the audience tab, you can basically see who is watching your videos. What you can see is, videos growing with your audience, and then you can see formats that they like, so videos, shorts, and then when your viewers are on YouTube. You can also normally see like other channels your audience watches. It hasn't done it on this channel yet, but yeah, then you can see how many people on your YouTube channel are subscribed versus not subscribed. Then also age demographics and such like that. So another tab that you can actually go to is trends. And this is really for like more research. So you can actually just like look for stuff in your niche. Like for me, that would be like YouTube growth, right? I could look for YouTube growth and then I could see what people are watching in that niche, right? So this video by Marcus Jones, how to grow a YouTube channel from 0 subs, complete guide, and then 7 easy YouTube settings you need to turn on now. These mistakes are killing your YouTube growth. And you can see some of the SEO that people are using. So I do like to click on show all and just kind of look through this like every once in a while, just to kind of get a better idea about what's working inside of my niche and just double check that. I think that's very valuable. So let's start going through the overall analytics. So where we're going to start off is actually not overview, because this doesn't really tell us that much. What we're going to start off in is content. Your impressions are the leading metric on your channel. All the analytics are subject to your impressions. If your impressions are higher, your CTR is going to be lower, your AVD is going to be lower. If your impressions are lower, your CTR is going to be higher, your AVD is going to be higher. And basically, impressions dictates what kind of like your KPIs are. And it also is the number one metric. If your CTR is like 1% and your impressions are 100,000 on a video, that's a really, really good video. That means you probably shouldn't change the thumbnail, even if CTR is 1%. So impressions are actually the most important metric out of everything that you look at on YouTube. This is kind of what we lead each video on. So if we look at the content that we're posting on this channel, right? Again, this is a brand new channel and we're doing very ultra niche stuff. So the goal is not necessarily to get like a ton of views, but if you look at this one, like if we look at impressions, this got 40,000 impressions, right? Compared to another one, compared to this one, which got 4.8 thousand impressions. That other video instantly off the bat tells us that this is just a better video. And it tells us that we should make more of this broad kind of content, because this one, obviously, like give me 13 minutes, I'll make you $100,000 a month, is a lot broader of a video than 4 levels of scaling to $100,000 a month on YouTube. Because one is tailored towards YouTube and one is just like make money online. That's another thing to mention, is that you shouldn't always go for impressions. It's actually kind of a double-edged sword. A lot of times you actually want to be going for lower impressions, because one thing that your analytics can lie to you about is making broader videos. You see more impressions and then you think that you're going to be making more money. You think that you're going to be building a better channel if you're growing it, if you're like maximizing for impressions. But the problem with impressions is the more impressions you get, the lower your audience quality is. So like, for example, on this video, we made way more money, even though we got 280 views compared to this video, which got 1,600, right? This one made us less money than that other one. You really want to kind of reverse engineer your analytics and actually look at it from a nuanced view. And that's what I kind of want to pre-frame this whole masterclass with, is that you shouldn't always be optimizing for reach and views. A lot of times, if you're trying to make money on YouTube, which I think a lot of people in the Amplify Elite are, is essentially you want to optimize for audience quality over impressions. That's step one. So now I'm going to switch over to the other channel. We're going to switch over to Amplify Views and we're going to look at a bigger channel. We're going to look at a much, much bigger channel's analytics. And basically what this will show you guys, I'll show you guys how to like do both. So I wanted to pre-frame it and say, don't always optimize for views. All of this is nuanced, but now I'm going to show you how to optimize for views and get more views. It just depends on the goal of your channel. So if you have a channel that's meant to make money, don't, like you have to look at it from a bit more nuanced perspective. But if you have a channel that's broader and you want to grow it and you don't really care about audience quality, like for this channel, I do not care about audience quality. I can get whoever on it as long as I grow the channel. That's what's important. And so for someone like Isaac, for example, you don't really care about audience quality. It's more about just like traction. Let's go ahead and go through here. So there's, again, starting off, number one thing that we're looking for is straight up just impressions. So it's got almost 500,000 impressions. That means the video did really well. One thing that we like to look at for click-through rate, this is impressions, click-through rate, and AVD are typically the three most important metrics to look for. So click-through rate is the second one after impressions. And if your click-through rate, it depends on your niche, very nuanced, but if you're in the like education space, a good click-through rate to aim for is about 5%. If you're in the entertainment space, a good click-through rate to aim for is about 10%, 7 to 10% for entertainment. But this video did so well. It got 44,000 views because it has an above 5% click-through rate. And as you can see, it stayed there the entire time that it's been running. It's gone from like 7 to 4.7, but it's pretty much always averaging above 5%. Now we can see it's actually going up, which is actually not good. One thing that you have to understand about click-through rate is the lower the impressions are, the higher the click-through rate will be. And the reason for that is because less impressions means less new people viewing your content. If you get 10,000 impressions, like 10,000 people seeing your content, it's probably going to be a lot more of your actual subscribers. It's going to be people who know you, who are very interested in your topic, versus if you get 1,000,000 impressions, it's going to be people who probably don't know a lot about you, and it's going to be a lot of new people, meaning that they have a lower CTR. So sometimes if you look at like a graph like this and you look at, starts off at like 6, averaging just above 5, that's perfect as our impressions were going up right here. But now that you can see as impressions are leveling off on this video, they're still getting steady views, which is good. You can see that the impressions or the click-through rate is rising. It's getting up to around 7.6, 6.7. It's averaging above 6% now, which is actually a bad thing because we want more impressions, which would make the CTR lower. Overall though, as long as it's above 5, that's what you're shooting for. And if it's below 5, then you want to change it. You want to actually change it pretty much as soon as possible. So if we launch a video and the thumbnail is below 5% click-through rate, that doesn't mean that it drops below 5 for like an hour. Like if it dropped like 4.7 here, like we wouldn't change it here. But like if it continued to average below 5, especially in the beginning, then we would change it. Like first 7 days, if it's below 5%, change the thumbnail. You don't need to A/B test it necessarily, but you do need to change it. And then after 30 days, it's kind of like a write-off. If it drops below, like we probably could have changed it over here as well. If it drops below 5, like down the line too, you can always change it. It doesn't hurt if your impressions are leveling off. But if the video is still getting impressions, then leave it. Other things on here, you really want to be optimizing for browse features. Unless you're running like a pure SEO channel, it's not really worth doing YouTube search. All the other ones don't really matter that much. Like realistically, you should be tailoring your videos to go and browse. You should see an above 50% rate on pretty much all of your videos for being targeted towards browse. So if you're not, then that means you need to make your titles and thumbnails more interesting. So then we go on to engagement. So if we look at analytics for this video and we go over into engagement, we can actually see that AVD is down. Now, why does that happen? This is one of our best performing videos. Well, even though the AVD is 1:15 less than usual, the reason for that is because impressions are high, right? 7.8 million impressions. So when impressions go up, CTR drops, but it's still held above 5, which is very important. So it's holding above 5%. Now it's dropped, so it might actually be worth us switching the thumbnail now, which is actually something we might do. But AVD is below average. And the reason why that's okay is because this video has so many impressions. If the video had like 100,000 impressions and the AVD was like this, I would be worried. But the reason why the AVD is so low is because the impressions are so high. So always keep in mind that nuance. But what we want to see is that the AVD is decently high. So as you can see on the first day, it was 356, which is almost a minute higher than it is now. Second day, 4 minutes, right? And then it starts to go down as the video starts to pick up, but it's still averaging way higher than it is now. And then as it picks up and as the impressions kind of take off, the actual AVD goes down. I would aim for anything above 3 minutes is pretty good. 3:30 is probably like the KPI for most channels. For entertainment, it's a little bit higher. If you're like doing like a 10-minute video, 4 to 5, probably 5 minutes is good. You want like at least a 50% APV, which is average percentage viewed. But if you're an education channel like I am, then having 3 minutes on a 10-minute video, 3:30 on like a 15-minute video like this one is pretty good. So there in the first day, it was almost 4, which is really good, which is part of why this video did so well. And one thing that is very important here is you want to look at your likes to dislikes. Like you really want above 95% likes. Like if you're not getting above 95% likes on a video, that means that you need to change something with your content and your messaging. YouTube does look at that. It does look at your likes versus dislikes. And it actually basically creates an overall satisfaction score with the amount of positive comments versus negative comments, and also likes versus dislikes, right? And that's a big part of why your video gets pushed out to a broader audience, is if the satisfaction score is high. Going back to AVD, APV is pretty important. Honestly, like for education channels, anything above 30 to 40% is pretty good. Again, this one's way lower because impressions are higher, but this is something that I recommend all YouTubers do. I don't know, a lot of YouTubers actually don't do this. Like, I don't know why, but what you can do is you can actually go look at your retention graph and pick out any jump above where it's like gone up by more than pretty much just like 1%. Like any 1% jump in your retention you want to look at. So like it went from 27 to 28 here, meaning there was a jump in retention. So what I would do is I would like literally click right before it, and I would click actually a little bit before it, and I would write down exactly what I said during that section. So if we watch this, once you understand it, you will know exactly how well your video is going to do before you even make it, which will allow you to only make videos that are guaranteed to get views. Right. So I would write that down. I would like literally write down exactly what I said script wise. And then I would also do it over here where we went from 13 to 14. But it's just too long. So I cut out this one. Don't need the 30 days. This dumb thing will get you 100,000 subscribers guaranteed. That's more than enough. That's a great title. So you're trying to raise the value of your video as much as possible. And if it hits on 2 or 3 of these things, then it is probably going to do pretty well. Now that you have a list of hundreds. Okay, so I would write down exactly what I said there. And then right here where it goes from 10 to 12. After all of these checks, they still. This last test will allow you to preview your ideas before they go live, so that you can see exactly how they are going to look from the viewer's perspective. Nice. So I would write down exactly what I did there. And basically on every single video that you post, you can do this. Like I could go to any video. We could go to one of our ones. This one, 3,000 views. So like this one, even though it has less views, it's still a great one to look at, because a lot of times your videos that have a more average performing will tell you even more, right? So when it went from 28 to 29, I would kind of look at that. It doesn't look like there's too much else on this one, to be honest. Maybe right here, like what I did, whatever I did right here worked really well. So 55, let's see. I have seen how YouTubers use these firsthand, and now I'm giving them all away to you for free, because I'm on a mission to take over 1,000 people to over 100,000 subscribers. Now, I want you to look at these two. Yeah, so I would just write down what I said there. I would write down what I said right here. And basically what I would do is I would write that down for almost all of your videos. And then you could feed it into ChatGPT, or you could just go ahead and do it yourself and just think about it. But you could basically say like, what are the common things that I said in these points? And the same goes for down points, by the way. Let me see if I can find one. Let's go to like something like, let's go to like something like this, engagement. Yeah. So like see a drop like right here. I could like analyze what I said here, write it down. We see a drop here. I could write down where all the big drops happen. And then what I could do is I could put that into ChatGPT and be like, hey, what are the common things that I said here? And how can I like make this not happen? And basically it'll tell you that exactly what not to say in your videos. And over time, if you do this on every single video you post, it will help you build up your videos and just start making your videos a lot more engaging, which helps a ton in the algorithm. So that's a little hack right there. And then as far as other analytics, let's go through decent one that we did. Let's go through this one. So what we can do is also go into advanced mode, and this is really where it starts to get a little bit interesting. What we can do is we can go into here. So here's just like where you have a lot more analytics, and what you can do is you can go into content, you can go into more, and then you can kind of like look at all of these more advanced metrics. So this is really where like you can do some kind of magic. First one is watch time, don't really need that. Average view duration, subscribers, don't really need that. Impressions, click-through rate, shown in feed, viewed versus swiped away. That's for shorts. Unique viewers, this is an important one. So yeah, unique viewers last 90 days is like 42,000 compared to views. That means that we have 14,000 people who basically rewatched the video, which is pretty good. You want a lot of unique viewers, but if you look at this other metric as well, which is average views per viewer, we can see that it's pretty high. It's about 1.3, which is exactly what we want. We want an average views per viewer of 1.3. And what average views per viewer is it's the average number of times a viewer watched any video on your channel, or is the average number of times any viewer watched this video. The average viewer, anyone who clicks on this video on average will watch the video 1.3 times, which is pretty cool, right? And that's what you want. A lot of people example, if you go into your analytics, you'll see like 1.1, 1.2. If you have above 1.3, that's really, really good. If you have like a 1.5, that's like insane. But 1.3 is like a very good standard to be at. Overall channel, if your overall channel's at 1.3, that's really, really good. So if we go back to overall channel analytics and then go into advanced mode, what we can see is, yeah, ours is at 1.4, which is like really, really good. Anything above 1.3 is super solid. So that means every single viewer that lands on our channel watches on average like 1.4 videos, which is pretty good. Yeah, let's see what other metrics we need to look at. New viewers is a really powerful kind of tool as well, because what you can see is what percentage of people are brand new to your channel. New viewers, this video brought in the last 90 days, brought 13,000 new viewers onto the channel. This video brought in 8,000 new viewers onto the channel. This video brought in 2,500 new viewers onto the channel compared to 4,000 total views it got. So basically, you want to try to make videos that target a new audience, and you can look at your kind of percentage of new viewers versus views. It's better if that's kind of about this ratio where it's about 60% roughly. That's very, very good. 50 to 60% is solid. Then other important metrics to look at is returning viewers. That's very important. Yeah, returning viewers is 11,000. And basically, this is essentially just how many viewers are like returning to your channel, which makes sense because we have like 97,000 views, 11,000 returning viewers. That's about a 1.4 average views per viewer. So you want to try to get that up by making series of videos. So if you can make a 3-part series where it's like you need to watch this one first, this one next, and this one third, you can essentially increase the returning viewers and increase the average views per viewer. That's a way to get it up if yours is currently below 1.2 or 1.3, but you want to get that up to at least 1.3. So the way that you do that is you create these like kind of like 3 or 4 video sequences to keep people coming back and stay hooked on the channel. Another really, really good one to look at is your CPM. So CPM is actually a way to tell your audience quality. So the higher the CPM, this is more for like business owners, but higher the CPM means that the higher quality audience you have on your channel in terms of like people who have the ability to be sold to. So if you do run a business, you really want to aim for like an above $10 CPM. So for the example, like on this channel, we don't really care about audience quality. We're just going for pure growth. So our CPM is $9.18, which means that we're just below like pretty good. But if you're a business channel and you're like trying to get leads for your business, you really want to aim for like 15, 20, even like a $30, $40 CPM. The higher the CPM, typically the more money that you will make on the channel. And that's not through views, but just through actually selling the audience into a high ticket offer. Yeah, likes versus dislikes is pretty good. You just want to keep that one above 95. So ours is 97, which is good. Anything below 95 is pretty bad. So if your channel is currently getting below 95%, that's definitely want to try to just increase the audience satisfaction, which is done through simply just making better videos and confirming the click, like making sure that the audience gets what they expect when they click on the video. So that's the way to fix that one. And then let's see if there's any other. Oh yeah, this is extremely important. In-screen element clicks, huge. So 544. And what we want to do is we actually want to add a couple more on here. So we want to add in-screen. So yes, 7%. So clicks per in-screen element shown. We want this to be like usually on average, this is like at like 1 or 2%. We have a really, really good framework, which I think I've given you guys in a previous lesson, but I can drop that here as well. And basically it gets your in-screen click-through rate up to 7%. This basically means that every time an in-screen element is shown, we get a click, which means that, or we get a click 7% of the time, which is really good. So anytime someone gets to the end of a video, they are able to, like 7% of them will click and watch another video, which increases our session time, which is the total amount of time that someone actually watches our video. And that helps YouTube be like, okay, this is a good video. When someone watches this one video, on average, they watch another video for 5 minutes as well. It'll increase the session time. That will mean that our overall AVD for the video, our overall session time will go up significantly if we have a higher in-screen click-through rate, even if our video is not as good. So this is a very important thing to do. Let me actually go ahead and share this in-screen element framework right now. So this is the framework. It's essentially a link, curiosity gap, and CTA/promise. So what the link is essentially just connecting the previous video to the next video that you want to push to on your end screen. And then a curiosity gap is basically just opening a question in the viewer's mind. Then a CTA/promise is telling someone to take an action and then promising them a result. So how that would look is, let's say I have a video about thumbnails and then I want to send someone to a new video that talks about how to make good titles. I would basically be like, for one, link. So I'd be like, now that you know how to make good thumbnails, thumbnails, you need to learn how to make good titles in order to get people to actually click. And then I would go into a curiosity gap, and I would say something like, and there's something that I've started doing recently when writing titles that's allowed me to take my CTR from 3% to 5%. And then I would go into a CTA/promise. So it would be, so watch this video next where I show you what it is, how it works, and how you can use it to blow up your YouTube channel. So that would be exactly how I would structure that kind of framework. It's pretty simple. You guys can just copy this down. It's a very, very easy way to get a lot more views on your videos by just simply increasing your in-screen click-through rate. So anything above like 3% is really good. If you can get to this point where it's like 7%, then you're pretty much set. We also want to look at channels your audience are watching. You can check these out, look at other competitors who are kind of like just creating similar content to you and see what they're doing, analyze it. But honestly, it's not that important. One thing that you do really want to look at in your analytics is when your viewers are on YouTube. So this will tell you when to post your content. So for example, for me, my best time to post is actually on Sunday at 8 p.m. my time. You want to post like on the last bar that's slightly faded. These 3 bars are fully bright. This one is the last one that's like a bit faded. So you want to post on the last one that's a bit faded before the fully bright ones. And you could really do that any day of the week, but Sunday looks like it has the most full bright bars, meaning that I probably want to post my videos on Sunday if I'm really trying to optimize it. This is another important one, watch time from subscribers. So not subscribed versus subscribed. This is decent. Like ideally you just want to get as many people. It's actually bad to have a good ratio on this. Like if this is 50-50, you're doing something wrong. It means you're not reaching enough people. So what you want to do is you want to really have this, as long as you're not subscribed is above 80%, then you're pretty good. That tells you that you're in a pretty good spot. If it's below 80%, then you probably want to just like make videos that go a little bit broader or just make more videos to reach more people, because you want to be attracting new people and not just the people who are already subscribed. Then age and gender, you can see basically who your audience is, which is very helpful because that helps you kind of tailor the messaging. Like majority of my audience is male, so I typically tailor the messaging of my videos more towards men, but I have 15% female, so I always make it in a way that can apply to women as well. Yeah, you can see age ranges. So mine is pretty much 18 to 34, and I use language that connects with those people. And top geographies, obviously, if you're getting more like higher income countries, that's going to be better business-wise. It's going to be better AdSense-wise too once you're monetized. Eventually, if you're trying to grow like a really big channel, you should try to go for every single country, even ones that have lower CPMs. And then, yeah, no subtitles, that doesn't matter. So I think that's good on that. Yeah, and then revenue, what you essentially want to do is like on each of your videos, you want to go to monetization and make sure that you have manual placements. What I do is this one is all automatic. So I'm actually probably remove this, but like you do not want this many ads. You want to add every 5 minutes basically. And on a 10-minute video, you want to add like every 3 minutes roughly. I think that is the basics of this.